Hi, hello, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Shout out to the Salem Coven members who are seeing this first. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And if you haven't already connected with me over on Patreon, it's completely free to join. You'll still get some perks. I'll occasionally drop a YouTube video there early, or I'll make a video that was previously only accessible for the Salem Coven members, accessible for everyone. If YouTube ever takes down a video after I post it, it will be available for free on Patreon, plus it's ad free. However, if you are interested, you can join the Salem Coven members who get early access to all of my content. They're usually about 6 to 8 weeks ahead of YouTube, as well as tons of exclusive content that I can't put on YouTube, or even if I can put on YouTube, I have to blur for YouTube, like official music videos, requested live performances, interviews, documentaries, more weighing on what I do next, things like that. All the information will be in the description below. Okay, so we've officially gone through all... I forgot I was wearing a watch, and I always hit it on this desk. I'm gonna leave it for now. So we've gone through all of the Frank Ocean albums, and there are a few other videos that I have to do to kind of round out the Frank Ocean journey. The one today we're going to be doing is singles and features. I believe they're all from the year of 2017. I think there's 7 tracks, but one of them's a remix. We'll do both because I don't know if it's just an added verse or if it's a reworked song. So just to be careful, I'm going to do both. I believe one of them has a music video, so we'll do that as well. We are going to start with Slide, Calvin Harris. It's pretty. I really like that.
I might empty my bank account and buy that boy with a pipe. Buy that boy with a pipe. I might.
Have I heard this? That sound, okay, hold on. I don't know if it's just because it reminds me a little bit of kind of that vocal that was used on Blonde, but I feel like it's a little different. I feel like it's pitched up a little higher. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like I've heard that. The I might is what first got me. I swear, TikTok is killing me. I like hear these little snippets. I'm thinking that's what it is because nothing else sounds familiar aside from the I might. I will let you know if that changes. If I have heard this more than just like a TikTok sound, I'll let you know. But since we're already stopped, I might empty my bank account and buy that boy with a pipe. Why have I heard that name before? I feel like I've heard that before, and I don't mean the song. I mean that boy with a pipe. But it's not capitalized. Usually it's capitalized if it's something. But I do think that's a weird line. If it wasn't referring to something, that would be a very weird line to put in a song. So I feel like it has to be something. So maybe the lyrics just don't have it capitalized. I'm assuming it's art. What was it? That boy. Yes. I have. Okay. I think it's because I think maybe I've just always heard it called. We know I cannot pronounce things in English, much less anything else. So let us give me grace, as I absolutely do a terrible job of pronouncing this. But is it Garçon à la pipe? Guys, I swear, I never really thought about that aspect of doing reactions, about how much I was going to have to like pronounce names, which is, with my dyslexia, one of the absolute worst things I have skill set wise, and it truly humbles me every single day. Every time I film, I am so humbled because and honestly, it's not just when I'm filming because I have to edit these too. And the amount of times I'm like, ma'am, that intelligence you thought you had is, that is not your strong suit. Anyways, I think I have heard it referred to like that more, maybe. I could be wrong, but it's Picasso, so obviously that's why. I was like, I know that sounds familiar. I wonder why that's not capitalized in the lyrics. That's a small thing. I don't know why I'm hung up on that. It's ironic because, again, it's the spelling, the pronunciation, and the grammar. Those are never my strong suit. I'm not horrendous with grammar. It's definitely not a strong suit of mine, but it doesn't nearly touch how terrible of a speller and I am at pronouncing things. Again, I get humbled every day. Okay, so he's talking about buying art. Love that. Okay, I'm gonna let it play and I'll let y'all know if I recognize anything else.
Empty my bank account and buy that some spotlight on the slide. Whatever comes, comes through clear. Do you slide on all your nights like this?
Oh.
Do you try on all your nights like this? I might. Put some spotlight on the side. And whatever comes, comes through clear. All this jewelry ain't no use when it's this dark. It's my favorite part, we see the lights that got so far. It went too fast, we couldn't reach it with the arm. Wrist on the wrist, a link of charms, yeah. Laying was still a link apart. Like we could die all young, like we could die all blind. If we could see in 2020, twice we could see it till the end. Put that spotlight on her face.
Okay, at this point, I don't recognize this at all, aside from the I might, so I'm gonna assume that's a TikTok sound thing, because nothing else seems similar at all. That said, I was trying so hard to keep up with the lyrics, but this is, oh, and the claps, they're so perfectly, for me, they're perfectly balanced to where it's not overwhelming, where it's like all I can focus on, but when they come in, I love them, you know, or like when I pick up, it's like I'm ping-ponging to the different parts of the music, but nothing is too overpowering, and it's just so, it's kind of groovy and vibey, and oh, I really like the sound. Definitely need to read the lyrics though. Do you slide on all your nights like this? Do you try on all your nights like this? I might. I love that. Put some spotlight on the slide. Whatever comes, comes through clear. Okay, all this jewelry ain't no use when it's dark. Ooh. Ooh, and I love that. So it sounds like, you know, do you kind of treat this all, I don't even know the way to say this. It's like laid back, but to a point where are you letting life just happen to you versus being present in your life? Is kind of what it sounds like, just a little bit, because it's like, do you slide on all your nights like this? Do you try on all your nights like this? Trying them on makes it sound like there's not permanency. You're just kind of picking and choosing. It feels flighty, you know? Put some spotlight on the slide. I don't know if I'm supposed to take that as, you know, put some spotlight on the slide. Are you trying to highlight that? This is kind of like a double for also more like a sexual nature. Maybe. So that's because later on it says that put that spotlight on her face. So I'm kind of thinking it might be like those are the two different layers. And whatever comes through clear. And again, it's not necessarily that it's bad to be relaxed and to like enjoy life. But if you are using that as a way to dissociate, or if you're using that as a way to avoid responsibilities, not engage with your life, you know, you're not being present in order to avoid or to numb or things like that. It's a balance. There's parts of it that make it sound like maybe it is kind of teetering into that more negative side. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily have to be that, is how it feels to me currently. Whatever comes through clear. So it's like if anything pops through this, I don't know that mundane is the right word, but just this, you know, kind of neutral. So if something comes through clear, perhaps it's something you should pay attention to. Salem's like, I have something for you to pay attention to. Me. Sir, I'm very proud of you for using the kitty door. I'm sure they love you rubbing against the mic. I'm sure that staticky noise that I'm gonna have to edit is really pleasant for them. Let me tell you, it's super pleasant for me when I'm editing. Sir, you're gonna fall. Oh my God, Salem, we have to brush you again today. I have been brushing him constantly. He built up such a winter coat this year. It is unbelievable. The hair. Baby. Oh, you're a good kitty. Salem and the Salem Coven members love you. Yes, they do. They have a whole coven just for you, but they also want to hear this song. I know. You poor thing, you just need a dedicated channel to Salem streams. I shouldn't give him that idea. Anyways, put some spotlight on the side. That's interesting. So it's like, is that meant to mean not focusing, trying to redirect focus, not pay attention to highlighting the things in front of you? Or is that supposed to be like alluding to someone on the side kind of thing? Maybe getting caught up into, because it does talk more about the jewelry type of thing. So maybe it's talking about the material side of things that you can get caught up on. I do love all this jewelry ain't no use when it's this dark, because it's like, okay, yeah, you could be in a club and it's dark, but it also, if your life is dark, if the world is dark, what use is this when there's a lot of darkness around, or when you're depressed, whatever that looks like. This, my favorite part, we see the lights, they got so far. Ooh, it went too fast. We couldn't reach it with our arms. Yeah, so maybe it is talking more in like a metaphorical sense of, we see the lights, they got so far. It went too fast, we couldn't reach it with our arms. And I do love the wrist on the wrist, a link of charms, like a charm bracelet, but also, baby, Salem, baby. This is ridiculous. He has his head lodged underneath my laptop stand. Anyways, but I love the wrist on the wrist, a link of charms, laying, we're still a link apart. Ugh, I love that. And still the separation, even though we're, maybe laying next to each other kind of thing. It's like we could die here all young. Are you in a club? Are you in a bed? Like, it's kind of, I like that. I love the call out or the call back to, like, we could dye hair all blonde. I love that. Granted, we don't dye blonde, but it fits with the song, so I'm vibing. If we could see in 2020 instead of 2020, twice we could see it till the end. Oh, I love that. The sound of this, though, is wild. Yeah, I really like this because it feels like, are we in a club? Are we with a significant other? Is this more commentary on the people around him as well as himself? Is he in a bed? Is he looking at this person in a club, but thinking about their relationship and how distant they are? And just that idea of looking around and it's all dark in here, and yet in the dark, you can't see those diamonds flashing and the light reflecting off it, until the light hits it. It evokes this, it's ambiguous while still being image evoking, which is a really cool blend, and I like that.
If we could see in 2020, twice we could see it till the end.
I also like the we could see it till the end, where it's like, if we could connect, if we weren't separated by links like on a charm bracelet, perhaps we could actually make this work.
Twice we could see it till the end. Put that spotlight on her face. Put that spotlight on her face. We gon' pipe up and turn up. We gon' light up and burn up. Mama too hot like what? Mama too hot like a furnace. I got 100 G's, I'ma go yard. My diamonds gon' shine when the lights dark. You and I take a ride down the boulevard, and your friends really wanna break us apart. Good Lord. Good gracious, staring at my diamond while I'm hopping out of spaceship. Need your information, take vacation to Malaysia. You my baby, the paparazzi flashing crazy. She swallowed the bottle while I sit back and smoke gelato. Walking my mansion, 20,000 patent Picasso. Bitch, you be dipping, dabbing with niggas like a nacho. Took up a pen and diamond dancing like Rick Ricardo. She having it with the color working on the Bachelor. I know you got a pass, I got a pass that's in the back of us. Average, I'ma make $1 million on the average. I'm riding with no brain, bitch, I'm out of it.
I love when the verses connect and it kind of brings that back around. So let me go back up. I love that we're gonna pipe up and it's like boy with pipe, boy with a pipe. We're gonna light up, burn up. Mama too hot like a what? Too hot like a furnace. Love. Also loved that we brought back in the, not only the light dark, but also the, my diamond's gonna shine when the light's dark. So like, even, it's almost like breaking through that darkness a bit. And I like that image that it evokes, because it does. It feels like you're in the middle of like a dance floor, but that being more of like, metaphorically for life. I really do like that. You and I are going to take a ride down the boulevard, and your friends really want to break us apart, where it's like breaking apart, like the link, like that. Good gracious, staring at my diamonds while I'm hopping out the spaceship. I like that. I'm assuming that's talking about like getting high, which I really like. Need your information, take the vacation to Malaysia. Info. I love the ad libs. I love that. Uh, you, my baby, the paparazzi flashing crazy. And that, again, evoking the imagery, the light. Like in those flashes, you can see the diamonds, but when it's super dark, you can't. It's just like all woven through, and I love it. But the thing I love the most is the sound. Oh my God. Where was I? Fill the bottle, sit back and smoke gelato. Walk in my mansion, 20,000 paintings, Picasso, and that coming back around from the beginning. Love. Dancing like Rick Ricardo. She having him in a college. I know you got a pass. I got a pass, but that's the back of us. Love that line. Average, I'm gonna make $1 million on the average. I'm out of it. Okay, keep going.
I'm riding with no brain, bitch, I'm out of it. Do you slide on all your nights like this? Do you try on all your nights like this? I might put some spotlight on the slide. Oh yeah, whatever comes too clear. Do you slide on all your nights like this? Do you try on all your nights like this? Put some spotlight on the side. Whatever comes too clear. Empty my bank account. Oh, and buy that boy with a pipe. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Buy that boy with a pipe. Come on, yeah. I might empty my bank account. Oh, light, yeah. And buy that boy with a pipe. Slide, yeah. Slide on all your nights like.
Ooh, okay, so this album that this is on, Funky Wave Bounces Volume 1, and that is the perfect way to describe that. Oh, I just love the sound of that. That's going on a playlist for sure. Okay, next up is Chanel. Are we about to have a cat fight? Dobby came in and took Salem's chair. I put the chair I normally sit in. I have a matching one. It had the throw in it. He was sitting in it when I came over here to film. So I just moved him over to the other side of the desk and hoping that that would give him a place to sit and he would not promenade in front of the camera, but you know. And Dobby came in and he went, Salem was still on the desk. Dobby came in, he went straight to that chair and is now grooming, and Salem is sitting on the edge of the desk above him, hovering, like intently looking at him, wanting him to move. That's really funny. Oh, I love that. That's gonna be stuck in my head. Okay. Ooh, pretty.
My guy pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. I see both sides like.
I've heard this. I've heard this. I see. God, I'm telling you, I'm so sorry, guys. For real, me and TikTok. Okay, I don't think I've heard the whole song, but I've absolutely heard that. I'm so sorry. I know that's so frustrating too, because like I watch reactions. Like I love reactions. I didn't start this without being like a fan of reactions for years. And it's always like, dang, they've already heard this. But I don't know that I've heard the whole thing because I don't remember it saying, my guy pretty like a girl. That doesn't, I feel like I've heard a different part, but it's that same cadence, I think. I'll let you know. I love that. I love the sound of this though.
My guy pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. I see both sides like Chanel. See on both sides like.
Oh, I see both sides like Chanel, but also that's a play on both sides of a channel, and then both sides as in like bisexuality. I know he's unlabeled, but and bringing out the masculine and the feminine in that first line. I also like the this one may be more of a stretch, but I do like and he got fight stories to tell, where it feels like that kind of is like, I don't know why, but anytime I think about fight, I just think of Fight Club, and it's like, you don't talk about Fight Club, and here it's like, we got fight stories to tell. It's like that duality. Again, that one might be more of a stretch, I don't know, but I like that.
And he got fight stories to tell. I see both sides like Chanel. See on both sides like Chanel. Swimming laps through pool water. Eating like I'm underworld. Had my tattoos in Shibuya. Police think I'm of the underworld. 12 treat a nigga like he 12. How you looking up to me and talking down? Can't you see I am the big man? God level, I am the I am. Now film it with the drone cam in the pink like Killer Cam. Zoom on that stick, no way. Up so close, I'm on that kill. Controller on your lower back, yeah, that's the good. Dick roll the eyes back in the skull. Roll.
I haven't had lyrics that whole time because Apple Music, per usual, is not syncing the lyrics. I only heard parts, but I loved it. I'm sorry to stop you in the middle of that, but I need these to be synced because I have to read them. Swimming laps through the pool water, heated like I'm underworld, and then hide my tattoos in Shibuya, and then where was it? Hide my tattoos in Shibuya in Japan, which makes sense. Police think I'm of the underworld. Ooh, I like that. 12 Trita like you 12. 12 as in like, isn't 12 Atlanta? Is that right? Right. I feel like that's, guys, the numbers thing, I always mix them up. My search history, guys, I need y'all to know, like, it's so ridiculous. Okay, this is saying Atlanta. I think that's what we're talking about. I assume if that's not what he's talking about, let me know. But also, is that referring to someone in particular? Because it's how you looking up to me and talking down to me. Is he saying 12 as in reference to a specific person from Atlanta? Or is that not connected at all? You guys are gonna have to tell me on that because I don't know. But I do love that. How you look up to me and talking down. That dichotomy, yep. Can't you see that I'm the big man? But then God level, I am the I am. Oh, there's also a line in Blonde that kind of reminds me of that. It was something about like, right? Feel like a god or something. Is it Godspeed? I don't think that's what it was. I feel like it was the last track, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Future is free. Yeah, Futura is free, whatever it is. Because I know it was towards the end, but maybe it was the last track. Yeah, I'm just a guy. I'm not a god. Sometimes I feel like I'm God, but I'm not a god. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Okay, that makes more sense. Now film it with that drone cam. Fame and the invasion of privacy is what that makes me think of. In the pink like Killicam. I don't know who that is. Put a zoom on that stick. I also don't know what that means. I mean, I understand the idea of like filming the up close, the zoom. I obviously get that, but I don't know who that's referring to. Where was I? Oh God. I clicked so the lyrics wouldn't move. I don't even know if I was that far. If I read ahead, I'm sorry. I'm gonna start from here.
In the pink like Killer Cam. Zoom on that stick, no way. Up so close, I'm on that kill. Controller on your lower back, yeah, that's the good. Dick roll the eyes back in the skull. Rollin' when you ride, poppin'. Rollin' when you ride the ride. Top one, street acting, turned up like some dirty plastic ride. 2016 burned some discs. 2017 ideas playing off a Walgreens. This a cult, not a click on the net. With a cup in a cup, activist. That's a double edge, it's a knife. And I don't like to fight till I'm fighting. Revenge in the air makes my lungs sick. Chopper in the sky like a gun trick. Clips on clips like Mike. It's really you. I see both sides like Chanel. See on both sides like Chanel. It's really you on my mind. Ooh. It's really you on my mind. It's really you. It's really you on my mind. Need both sides of the 12. Need both sides of the L. Free smoke rings in they hell. Sleet snow grind for the well. Whole team diamonds is real. Show them how to shine by themselves. You need a cosign for your help. I need that bitch to grind on my belt. I know you need to drive for my belt. I know you seen it drive in itself. No matte black on the ride cause it's stale. But it's stale. I see.
Oh, his voice. Oh, hell yeah. My gosh, that's beautiful. There was a couple of things I need to read. Remote controller on your lower back. Okay, yes, the good dick. That's funny. Rolling when you ride the Rodman. Got one that's straight acting. Ooh, turned out like some dirty plastic ride. That's sexual, right? Yeah, I feel like it would have to be. But that is interesting. If the got one, I don't know if that's talking about a different person from the beginning line or if it's insinuating that the person in the first line acts this way. Maybe out in public, maybe they're not out, that sort of thing, kind of leaning more into the masculine. 2016 Burst Some CDs, Dope. 2017 Ideas Playing Off a Walkman. Oh, I like that. Yeah. This is a cult, not a click on the net. Ooh, I still feel like that's talking about that relationship with fame a little bit, you know? And like in the net, like as in the internet and how people act on it. With a cup in a cup. Okay, this one was interesting. It sounded like he said activist, but I think it's Octavius. Why do I know? And that's a name. Why do I know that name? And I definitely think that's a double because he then goes on to say, that's a double edge. It's a knife. And I love that. Octavius. Oh. Like Allegra. Okay, pharmaceutical company. Okay, that's why. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and the cup. Okay, I'm with you. And I don't like to fight till I'm fighting. And then the fight stories from earlier. I get that. I don't like to fight till I'm fighting. It's like I don't like that. But then when I get in it, I'm in it. Revenge in the air make my lungs sick. Chopper in the sky like a gun trick. Clips on clips like Mikey. It's really all. And then I see both. Oh, I like that. But then the vocal delivery, how it's like it gets higher each time, which is interesting because it feels like he's really showing his range of his vocal. And I do think it almost kind of plays into that duality, right? It's like his lower register, he can get pretty deep, but he can get high. And that range, I like that. It's really you on my mind. It's really you on my mind. V both sides of the 12. Is that a car? That's a car thing, right? I'm gonna feel dumb if I say that. Is that a thing? Please tell me if that's a thing. I hope that's I feel like that would make sense though. But V both sides of the 12. I thought it was like a V12. Does that mean, is that how it's set up? Hold on. That's gonna bother me. V12 both sides? How do you even look that up? Thank you, Reddit. V12, that's basically two independent straight sixes that share a correct. If I got a car reference, guys, I'm gonna be very proud. If I didn't get it, we're just gonna all collectively move on. Okay. Steam both, okay, and then steam both sides of the L. Okay, I love the sides thing. The Chanel. Love. And it almost sounds like he says steam both sides of the L. Freeze smoke rings and they hail. Oh, I love that. Sleet snow grind for the wealth. Steam both sides of the L. Are we saying an L like a loss? Is that when was this, 2017? We were saying that then, right? Time's weird. I don't remember. But then it's freeze smoke rings and they hail. So maybe that's a smoking thing? I don't know. I don't really get the sleet snow. Like, are we talking like a drug thing? Is that like the snow thing? Or what does that mean? Whole team diamonds is real. Okay, that makes sense. Show them how they shine by theyselves. Oh, I love that. I love that. Especially considering the song that we just heard about in the dark and the shine. And yeah, I like that. You need a cosign for your health. Ooh, I feel like that's saying you don't feel good on your own. You need other people to validate it. I don't know if that's meant to be what he was saying, but that's kind of how I take it. I need that bitch to grind on my belt. I know you need to try for my belt. I know you've seen it drive itself. Oh, and the drive going back up to the engine thing. Okay. No matte black on the ride because it's stale, but it's stealth. Like that. Again, the duality. Okay. Love it. But the vocal delivery?
No matte black on the ride because it's stale, but it's stale. I see both sides like Chanel. I see both sides like Chanel. My pocket's snug. They can't hold my 7, they ban my visa. My Amex and MasterCards. I got new money and it's all cash. I got new bags and they all collapse. I rubber band a bunch of $1,000 Delta gift cards. I mean my baby boy, I'm raising the cash online unknown. I mean my baby boy, blazing the dash, count money at home. My pocket's snug, they can't hold my 7, they ban my Visa. My Amex and MasterCards, I got new money and it's all cash. I got new bags and they all collapse. I rubber band a bunch of $1,000 Delta gift cards. I mean my baby boy, amazing the cash online unknown. I mean my baby boy, blazing the dash, count money at home.
The sound, I'm not over the sound. At first I was thinking he was saying they banned my Visa, like my Visa to go somewhere. I was like, you too? I'm getting Tyler all over again. But I think he's more meaning like the... It's interesting though, because he's saying it odd cash, so why would they... Oh, is he meaning it? Okay, I get it. He's meaning it in the sense of he's buying stuff because he has the money, so they think that they're not authorized purchases. Okay, I get it. I mean my baby buy, I love, clearly. The sound of that, next level. Oh, I love that. I just had to take, it's like midday, so I had to take my medication, and ugh, you know when like a pill gets like stuck? Ugh. So now I have a weird taste in my mouth and I don't like it. Also, cat hair, Salem. Okay, what do we have next? Caught Their Eyes, Jay-Z featuring Frank.
Ready for it.
Wait, sorry, I just have to say this. I love this cover with the 444, but this is his 13th studio album. Stop. I love that. Also, if you don't know, my favorite number's 13. Has been since I can remember. Love it. Okay, I'll start this back. Sorry.
Ready for it. Ready for it.
Esau, nigga with the visa, nigga with that Lisa. Talking about that Lisa, nigga with that Lisa, nigga with that Lisa. Your eyes speak the truth with everything else lies. They pretend that we can, but the vibes don't fly, bro. I survive reading guys like you. I'm surprised y'all think y'all can disguise y'all truths. I seen eyes wide as they were about to shoot. You can be a hairpin off and you can trigger your roots. I wait till these haters don't give me that. You know the world can see just how phony you at, bruh. Y'all body language is on remedial. How could you see the difference when you and I? My crash course was much tougher around friends who kill their friends, then hug their friend's mother and show up at the funeral complete with blank stares, invisible ink. I had to read things that wasn't there. Memories may sneak down my cheek, but I could see a side eye in my sleep.
Ready for it. Deep breath, fill up the void.
Oh, I love that. Your eyes speak the truth when everything else lies. They pretend that we can, but the vibes don't fly. Bruh, I survived reading guys like you. I'm surprised y'all think y'all can disguise your truth. You're not slick. Like, I can read all of it. Obviously, very different circumstances. Not saying that, but it's just, if you're someone who can, like, who picks up on the subtle clues, who sees the patterns, who can see people's intentions beforehand. First of all, people always underestimate it. And then also the people who are around you who are like, no, they're so great. And you're like, and then eventually it all comes to light and they're like, oh, you were right. It's like these subtle things that people just don't pick up on. I'm surprised y'all think y'all can disguise y'all truth. I seen eyes wide as they're about to shoot. You can be a hairpin off and you can trigger your roots. Ooh, also roots. Oh, wait, I feel like there's a sample in this too, right? It sounds older. Is it? Hold on, let me look at the samples. Oh, Baltimore by Nina Simone. Okay, so no. Okay, I just thought maybe that was a call to the sample that was being used too. Just a thought. Okay, but I do love the hairpin trigger. I wave to these haters, don't give me a dap. You know the world can see just how phony you act. Y'all, body language is on remedial? Damn. How could you see the difference between you and I? My crash course was much tougher. But this, round friends who they kill they friends, then hug they friend's mother, and show up at the funeral complete with blank stares. Damn. And this, the way he put this, invisible ink, I had to read things that wasn't there. What a, like, I mean, it's not the situation, but the way he chose to encapsulate that is such a beautiful way of saying, I see the things that aren't there. I see the subtleties in the body language. I pick up on these things. The invisible ink I had to read. Memories may sneak down my cheek, but I could see a side eye in my sleep. Damn.
Side eye in my sleep.
Ready for a deep breath, fill up the void. Eyes open them up, check off the coins. Still stinging from tears they try to seal. I'm ready for earth, ready for real. Solipsistic admitted, I see you there. So it seems, so you seem. I can't tell if your image is just a flare. In my dreams, in my dreams.
I sat down with Prince eye to eye. He told me his wishes before he died. Now Londa McMillan, he must be colorblind. They only see green from them purple eyes.
Oh.
They eyes high, they eyes high. My eyes wide shut to all the lies. These industry niggas, they always been fishy. But ain't no biggie, yo lazy eye, huh? This guy is slave on his face. You think he wanted the masters with his masters? You greedy bastard, so tickets to walk through his house. I'm surprised you ain't auction off the casket.
Oh.
Don't big bro me, don't big homie. I seen pure admiration become rivals. I've been to Paris at least 2 times. I seen the Eiffel.
Ready for a deep breath, fill up the void.
Oh, damn. Go off. Holy shit. This is so good. Oh my God. Ready for it, deep breath, fill up the void. Eyes, open them up, check off the coins. Okay, and I can see that from 2 different ways. It's like, okay, one, the void, thinking of a void kind of being, lifeless. And so if you think of that almost like a metaphor for death, eyes, open them up, and then check off the coins. Okay, yes, we could be talking about money, which we get into in a little bit. Yes, but it's also that idea of why some cultures put the coins over the eyes of the people who've passed is because that's supposed to be able to pay the ferryman through the underworld. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, and then when he got into the money thing, I was like, okay, that also makes sense, but I still like that way of thinking about it too. Still singing from tears, they try to see you. I'm ready for earth, ready for real. And you think about the next line with slopstistic. I never can say that right. I'm sorry. Admit it, I see you there, because that's the idea of like it's your projection of reality, right? It's what you create. That's all it is. So it's like very individual. I feel like there's a better way to explain this. Hold on. Let me look up the actual definition because me trying to explain this. Yeah. Okay. So the way is an extreme form of egocentricity, selfishness, or a viewpoint where the individual is solely concerned with themselves, their own thoughts, and their own experiences. Yeah. So it's like, that's their reality, it's only theirs. So I love the idea of, I'm ready for earth, ready for real. Like, that's what's real. And it's like, Slop says, admit it, I see you there. So it's like, I see that that's where you're at, but it's also kind of like, I'll see you there in that reality of yours. That's how it feels. So it seems, so you seem. It's like that idea of like, if you don't think this is real, kind of is how that feels. I can tell if your image is just a flare. It's just a flash of light is how that feels. In my dreams. I sat down with Prince eye to eye. And the whole thing with the eyes in this and like the watching, seeing people, seeing through the fakeness. He told me his wishes before he died. Now, Lyndon McMillan, who's the attorney, right? he must be colorblind. And I love that, the colorblind, and then associating Prince with the color, obviously, and you're colorblind to the, They only see green from them, purple eyes. They only want Prince, purple eyes, Prince and Elizabeth Taylor, and the violet and purple eyes. I think of both of them in the industry when I think about that. Where was I? Oh, they eyes hide. They eyes high. My eyes wide shut to all the lies. Oh, I love that. These industry, they always been fishy, but ain't no biggie, no lazy eye, huh? This guy had slave on his face. Prince had it. You think he wanted the masters with his masters? You think he wanted the same person who fought so hard about artist rights being taken advantage, who literally wrote slave across his forehead, for those same puppeteers to be owning the rights to his work? Bullshit. Damn, you greedy bastards sold tickets to walk through his house. I'm surprised you ain't auctioned off the casket. Damn. Wow, this song's incredible. Don't big bro me, don't big homie. I've seen pure admiration become rivals. I've been to Paris at least 2 times. I've seen the Eiffel. I've seen a Eiffel. So with the whole Paris thing, is that me? The only thing I can think of with Paris is, I know that song of his, but I don't really know, other than his song, I don't know if that's alluding to like a specific situation, or like, I don't really know what those lines are supposed to evoke for me. I mean, I get I've seen the Eiffel, I've seen an Eiffel, like I get the play on the I, but I don't really know why I've been to Paris at least 2 times. I don't really know the significance of that. So if someone could explain that to me, that'd be great. I think that's about where I was.
I seen an Eiffel.
Ready for a deep breath to love the void. Eyes open them up, take off the coins. Still stinging from tears that try to seal. I'm ready for earth, ready for real. Solipsistic admitted, I see you there. So it seems, so you've seen. I can't tell if your image is just a flare. In my dreams, open I could touch what I feel. I've been ready for this, for real. Open I could touch what I feel. I've been ready for you, for real.
But you've done enough. Have you no sense of decency, sir? At long last, have you left no sense of decency?
Lisa, nigga with the visa, nigga with that Lisa. Talking about that Lisa, nigga with that visa, nigga with that Lisa.
Damn. What is that decency line from? I've heard that before, but there was only that one sample, so I don't know where that came from. Because I didn't see any other things that it said it sampled, so it must not be a song. It must be from something. But I swear I've heard that before. That, have you no decency? Where have I heard that before? Huh, okay. If someone wants to tell me that too, I would be appreciative. That was so good. Oh my God. Wow. Well, I loved that. Okay, next up is biking. Oh shit, wasn't I supposed to do that Slide on Me? Oh, it's not a remix. It was Slide, and then it was Slide on Me, which was from his out. Oh, it was just a remix of that song. Okay, I thought Slide had a remix. Okay. I was like, oh crap, I forgot to do that. Never mind. Okay, so next up is Biking featuring Jay-Z and Tyler, the Creator. And this is the one that has a music video. But wait, hold on. Let me look at my notes. No, it doesn't. It's not actually a music video. I think it's just a lyric type video. Okay, so I lied. Sorry, I didn't see that part in my notes. Okay, my bad. My God. Oh my God. I'm never gonna get that song stuck out of my head. I love that they have a song about biking. Because like when I think of Tyler, the Creator, that is one of the first things that pops up into your head.
Turn. What goes around comes around. Hey, turn. Turn the music up. Yeah. Goes around, comes around. What goes like. Life goes in cycle, everything that comes around goes around. Before it goes down, get you some eye. Life goes in cycle, what comes around goes around. So before it goes down, nigga, get you some icicles. Order mom before all of y'all's. Wristwatch got a Russian face like an oligarch. 12 o'clock, boy, silly nice. Willie in traffic, I'm Philly nice. ET on the handles. Handlebars like a Xanax. Sham guard with the N1 moves. Throw that shit around your neck. Right quick, broke boys get fixed. Right quick, nice Sylvester with these bike flips. That's a full cab and a backflip.
The sound of this is so beautiful. Every track we've had today has had such good music.
Sidebar.
Not to say that the lyrics weren't great too. I've been really loving the sound of today.
Stretch your T like I nailed it. Rap moving slow like a creep. Shirt in the breeze like I'm sailing. And I walk in my sleep like an elder. When's the last time I asked for some help that I couldn't get from nobody else yet? I couldn't get from nobody else. When's the last time I asked for some help that I couldn't get from nobody else yet? Nobody. I don't get weak in the knees. Honey spread it like a fan. Perfect like some Gucci sandals. Open the sky, get a handful. Torso marked up like a vandal. How you not fucking with cash? God give you what you can handle. Give you what you can handle. I got the grip like a handle. And I'm biking. I'm biking with me and my Daniel. AD's got the angels. TV's got the angels. I'm breaking. I'm biking slow mo. Maybe the four will excite in a smoke. I'm cold when the temperatures dip below 70. How can I be bird around LA coast? The diamonds is plural, the Tiffany brooch. On my lapel at the table, I'm giving a toast. The first wedding that I've been in my 20s. Thinking maybe someone is not something to own. Maybe the government got nothing to do. Thinking maybe the feeling just comes and it goes. Think I want me a little one, I look like my clone. Me and my baby can do on our own. I landed a trick on my impossibles. I'm fucking with Eddie, I'm watching my toes. 24 hours like they never close. I'm biking these blocks, yeah.
Damn. The sound. Oh, but he is really saying some things here. I love booth moment intros. I just love booth moments. So love how that started. I love the idea of like, I'm biking through life and how it started out with let me go up. What goes around comes around. Life goes in cycles. And I like so before it goes down, get you some icicles. I'm going to be honest. There were some things there that I really don't. I'm assuming that's a watch brand. You guys know I'm not good with designer stuff. Okay. I'm just not. That's not my forte. But I'm assuming since it said wristwatch got a Russian face like an oligarch, I'm assuming that that's what the Audemars are. Wait, now that I say that does kind of sound vaguely familiar. And it's 12 o'clock, boy, silly nice. Wheelie in traffic, I'm Philly nice. ET on the handlebars like a Xanax. I handle bars. I like that. I don't really get the next line with the Andy one. Is that a movie or something? What kind of reference is that? Is it movie? Is it sports? Is it... I don't know what that means. Oh, wait. Or is it designer stuff? Throw that shit around your neck. I don't really get that. Right quick, broke boys get fixed. Right quick. Nigel Sylvester with the bike flips. Is that like BMX type person? I'm gonna assume since it's bike flips. Full cab, back flips, sidebar. I like that. Arms stretched like a T, like I nailed it. Half moving slow like a creep. I don't know who that is. Someone help me there. Shirt in the breeze like I'm sailing, love. And I walk in my sleep. I can't help that. When's the last time I asked for some help? Oops. Anyways, that I couldn't get from nobody else. I don't get weak in the knees, hundreds spread out like a fan, or it feels like some Gucci sandals. I don't know what that means. Open the sky, get a handful. Torso marked up like a vandal. I like that. How you not fucking with cash? God gave you what you could handle. I got the grip like a handle. I'm biking with me and my Daniel. My Daniel. Hades got the angel. Well, I was about to say, is Daniel referring to like biblical? But then it goes to Hades got the angels. I was thinking it said something like Daniel. I thought that Daniel and angels were in the same line, so maybe not. But I feel like that would make sense because earlier he said, didn't he say something about sleep? And I walk in my sleep. I can't help that. Because wasn't that part of Daniel's deal was like dream stuff? Am I wrong? Yeah, because it was the dreams of a great tree. Yeah, and only Daniel can interpret the dream. Okay, I was like, I swear that's right? But that isn't until the next line, which is the Hades got angels. Oh, so is the Hades got angels next just meaning more like Hades is representative of Lucifer in this kind of thing where it's like fallen? TV got the angles. Wait, is it angels or angles? Sorry, delivery. Where was I at? I think I was saying, oh, it said, does it say angels or I thought it said angels and then it was angles. So maybe that's not what it's talking about but I swear I heard it say, I'm just gonna listen to that part again because does it say angels or angles?
I'm back here with me and my Daniel. Hades got the angels, TV's got the angels.
Okay, I swear that says Hades got the angels, TV's got the angles. Hold on, I'm turning it up a little bit on my headphones. I should not be out of breath from running out there and grabbing those packages, but here I am.
I'm back here with me and my Daniel. Hades got the angels, TV's got the angels.
I think that says angels. I think these lyrics are just wrong. Oh my god, my dyslexia. Guys, I'm so... Literally just disregard everything I just said because I was right the first time. The lyrics on Apple are right. I just looked at them. Oh my gosh. Why, brain? Why? You were right. See, this is the other issue. Okay? Like, yes, is my dyslexia the reason why I have issues with some of this stuff? Yes. But it's also the gaslighting of myself because I just automatically assume that I got it wrong. And that's the other bad part about it. But it's like, I have to weigh the pro-con of, do I just not assume I have things wrong and then get things wrong, or assume I get things wrong and end up in situations like this? And to me, I would rather it be that because then I have a higher likelihoods of actually finding the things that I do actually end up making mistakes on. So the Apple Music lyrics are correct. It's just when I looked at it the second time, my brain replaced it. Just ignore me. Okay, so it is Hades got the angels, TV got the angles. I don't know. Maybe Daniel's referring to something else, but just because it has Hades got the angels and it's in such proximity, and then we thought about earlier when he was saying, I walk in my sleep, I can't help it. I mean, granted, he didn't say anything about dreams, so maybe that is a stretch on my part, but I don't know. It's just a thought. You guys let me know if that's supposed to be something else. Like maybe Daniel refers to something else. I don't know. Where am I in the lyrics? Please and thank you. I'm breaking. I love that too because it's like I'm breaking, but I'm breaking. Biking, I'm biking. Slow-mo. Maybe the four-wheel exciting us more. Vroom. I'm cold when the temperature drops below 70. And I like that connecting to that earlier thing about the icicles. How can I be burr around LA coast? The diamonds is plural. The Tiffany brooch. On my lapel at the table, I'm given a toast. The first wedding that I've been in my 20s. Thinking maybe someone is not something to own. Yeah. I don't know if that line is supposed to be previous to this interaction felt like that? Or is he more meaning that in like, because he does say, maybe the government got nothing to do with it. I understand that sentiment because I have mixed views on it, because when you do think about it in the sense of government, on one side, these protections are good to have in place, but in other ways, they can also be, I'm going to get ranty. This is just me personally thinking about this. This is not about me judging anybody else's. It's just something I think about. Because it's like, okay, one, maybe this is really effed up of me, and I acknowledge that, and I'm definitely going to sound like I have trust issues. I do. Obviously, I would never marry someone I didn't trust, but at the same time, people change. You can know someone so well, but a situation can change. It can change for the good and it can change for the bad. And there are some things that I think, it's like, I think also when you know a lot about history when it comes to women, my mom was well into her late teens before her mom, my grandmother, could have her own bank account without my grandfather's name on it. It is not that long ago, people, that women got the ability to literally have a bank account without a man, could secure a loan. And just the idea of like spouses having the ability to make certain medical decisions. It's like on one side, how many women were institutionalized by their spouse. Double-edged sword side of that, I think about LGBTQIA couples, and I think about it is not an uncommon thing to happen. This is not just like an anecdotal, this happened one time. Let's say someone has an accident and medical decisions need to be made. Prior to the legalization of gay marriage, their partner of, let's say, 7 years is there at the hospital. But because they're not married and that person's not their next of kin, they can't go back. Who do they call? They call their family. The family they've been estranged from because that family abandoned their child, kicked them out of the house, put them through conversion therapy, had their kid tortured, and they get to come in and make medical decisions. And they can say, I don't want that person here. That person is living with, they have been together for 7 years. So when I think about it in the eyes of that, I see the benefit. And it continues to have issues with being able to be actually equal in the eyes of certain people or certain institutions. And the courts are always fighting, religious freedoms of these individuals or companies or clerks and things like that versus what the letter of the law says with regards to the rights that LGBTQIA people and couples have. Yeah, I mean, like it's complicated. It's complicated. And it's one of the reasons why, and I hate to speak about this very morbidly, and I don't want to bring in like that, existential dread, but it's like you just never know what can happen. Having legal documents that you've had created about your wishes, it's not foolproof, obviously, because sometimes in the middle of an emergency, people default and things like that. But it's like having things wrote out and having it be notarized with multiple witnesses, putting things in there of like, I am not an attorney, so, obviously do your own research and talk to an actual attorney, but it's just another layer of protection for you of like, regardless of my marital status, this is who I want making XYZ decisions, and knowing that you have trusted people who can have copies of that, things like that. Again, it's like, I will absolutely fight for the rights for people to be able to get married. But in my own personal life, I do have some like, I see both sides of it. I see both sides just like Chanel, okay? Let me tell you. But it's also why it's really important for things to not be tied to marriage. And people always say like, it's better for your taxes. It's not always better for your taxes, for the record, people. Like that. Please look into that. In some cases, of course, yeah. But not always. It's like the fact that you have to get married in the government's eyes to be able to put your partner on your health insurance. Just another reason why we should have universal health care. I'm just saying, this next situation is if we're not going to have universal health care, which we absolutely should, of why Medicaid is so important. Having that social safety net, find themselves in abusive relationships and things like that. Say they are a stay-at-home mom and this person has isolated them. It is one of the ways where women are able to leave with their children an abusive situation and know that they will still be able to get health care for their children or for themselves, because otherwise they wouldn't get it. You would then be making the decision between staying in this abusive situation or making sure you have access to health care because you got it through your husband's work. People who are pulling the puppet strings want people to think that, oh, everyone's just going to be lazy if it's not tied to their employment, and that we've seen too many studies to know that that's not true. When people don't have to worry about this, when people are not one medical bill away from bankruptcy, people are able to pursue things that they love and can actually help society more. I mean, there's so many little, and I don't say little as in it's not a big deal, but I mean in the grand scheme of what people are talking about. You don't maybe think about these certain situations. You don't just have to have that as a social safety net. It also could just be if we had universal health care. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm sorry, I know I got ranty, but anyways, all of that to be said, I think he's talking about this in the sense of the idea of where the history of marriage comes from. You know, it's like there's a lot of things, even in the ceremony of weddings, in a lot of like wedding traditions, the roots of it are about selling off your daughter. And it's like we have recontextualized them in a lot of ways in the modern day, but it's for me personally, it's hard for me to separate when you know that history, you know? It's like I do believe in the idea of reclaiming things. I think that can be done, and I think it's not only beautiful but necessary. But for me personally, I have a hard time grappling with some of that. It's kind of like how I feel about taking a last name. I'm a big proponent on whose name's cooler, or are you attached to your names? Pick a new name. Because for me, it's hard not to think about the fact that it came from this idea of like transferring ownership, giving away the bride. In modern day, we think of it as like this beautiful time for someone who feels like they are a big part of your life, walking you to this next chapter of your life. And I think there's a beauty in that. And I love that we've recontextualized it. But it's also just personally hard for me to not sometimes think about, well, that also came from literally transferring ownership. It's like that. It's the history and what it represents to the government and the government's ideas and this idea of ownership and that sort of thing being hard to separate from the modern context. And that, again, isn't to say that there aren't issues with the modern context too. But anyways, I think that's more what he's saying, thinking maybe the feeling just comes and goes. I wonder if he means that more as like the feeling of how I view it or my desire to be a part of it, both. I really, really like this verse. I think I want a little one that looked like my clone. Me and my baby can't do it on our own. You know, again, thinking about that as, you know, him being in a relationship with someone who biologically also cannot bear a child. I landed a trick, got my impossibles. I love that. I'm fucking with Addie. I'm watching my dose. 24 hours, they never close. I think he's meaning that more like focusing, maybe. Like, sorry if the camera changed at all. I hadn't plugged it in. I forgot. So talking about, you know, Adderall and like watching his dose 24-hour, like they never close. I don't know if he's talking about that as like making sure that he stays consistent with taking his medication or not abusing his medication by making sure it's 24 hours. I don't know. But yeah, I do. Regardless, I love the idea of this biking being what you're working through as an analogy for life. Love.
I'm biking these blocks, yeah. Since been ball, I solo this ice up a slossin'. I'm biking uphill and it's burning my quads. I'm biking downhill and it sound like a fishing rod. Savage, I'm biking. Yeah.
From cold water to the shawl, alcoholic where I handle the ball. It's a PK, rip with nah, you can't fuck with the boy. That's my problem, yeah. I got a monetize smoking when I stop. Okay, nobody fucking with me. My accolades hang from my neck. Pedal, I drown in the heat. My sapphires drown in my sweat. White max, but I jack, son, I'm saving the streets. I'm Roger Rabbit in the air, I don't care. Big Willie style, yeah, nigga, one wheel, nigga, one wheel. I fishtail downhill, yeah. I rose my rate, brand new brakes. Why name it Slater, ask my date.
I don't get weak in the knees. Honey spread out like a fan. Fur feel like some Gucci sand. Open the sky, get an anvil. Torso marked up like a vandal. How you not fucking with cash? God gave you what you can handle. Gave you what you can handle. I got the grip like a handle. And I'm biking with me and my Daniel. AD's got the angels. TV's got the angles. I'm breaking.
It says Hades, but it sounds like ADs. Like AD or 80. Wait, I just want to make sure that is the right lyrics. Hold on. Okay, no, it is Hades. I just wanted to make sure. I wonder if that is supposed to be like a play on words though. Although I will say, I don't know what that would mean. I don't know if that's meant to be a play on words or not. If it is, let me know, and let me know how that works in the whole scheme here. Oh, I love that $1 million bike, like $1 million life kind of thing. Ooh. Okay, we gotta talk about Tyler's verse. I love his voice on this. They all sound great together. From Coldwater to the Shaw, I'm assuming that's like locations or something. Alcoholic way I handle the bar. I love that too, because it's like, okay, handle the bar as in like alcoholic and a bar, like a, you know, a bar you go to. But then the way he handles the bar that he's saying is like an alcoholic. And then the bar, handlebar, love. This a PK Ripper. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's like designer thing, if that's like a bike thing. I could see it being a bike thing. I'm just looking it up. It is. I feel like I heard him talk about that one time in an interview, now that I think about it. I could be wrong. Where was I? You can't fuck with the boy. This was in 2017. What era were we in? Flower Boy, right? When was Flower Boy? July 21st, 2017. And then this came out in April. Okay, so this came out before. Okay. That's my problem. Yeah, I got on my tire smoking when I stop. Ooh, nobody fucking with me. My accolades hanging from my neck. Pedal, I drown in the heat. I love that. I drown in the heat. My sapphires drown in my sweat. Ooh, I like that. With it being around his neck and the sapphire, it's hot out. Okay, got it. White mags, but I jet. Magazines? White mags, but I jet? I don't really know what that means. Jackson, Jackson. I'm saving the streets. Oh, I love that. I love it too because we get the Big Willie style, the Roger Rabbit, and we get another call out to another movie. Well, that's a cartoon. This is a movie, but Jet Jackson. And I'm saving the streets. Oh, I love that. I love the I'm Roger Rabbit in the air. I don't care Big Willie style, which, okay, yeah, I do understand like a wheelie and stuff like that, but it also, Willie is also connected to a cartoon. One wheel. No. And I fishtail downhill. And wasn't fishtail, like I know fishtailing, but like wasn't fishtail, was that a song? Why do I feel like that's a song? I was thinking it was fishtail, but I think it's just the song was Fish. And I think it was one of the ones I skipped. So that would have been on Goblin, I think. Maybe Bastard, but I think it was Goblin. So maybe that's not what he was talking about. But I do know why I name it Slater. And Slater was a track, and it was the name of his bike, right? I'm sure there's more in there that I didn't even catch, but and then it goes through that whole thing again. I really liked that. I've really loved all of these today. Overall, I really enjoyed that. I do know that there's probably tons I missed, so please, as always, let me know what did I get right, what did I get wrong, what did I miss. Heavy emphasis on that. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.